You need to do an image search for stock certificate. And do not forget to go to tools and then size and then larger than 2MP. It's really important for this one that you do that. And you're going to need to try to find a stock certificate that something that you like that looks authentic. It's kind of an old, authentic looking stock certificate. So for now, you don't need to, you can just pick any random one if you want. You can just sit and watch if you want, but you can always watch the YouTube video later. All right, so I'm going to choose this one. And these are old stock certificates that they used to use when you bought stock in a company. You would get issued one of these certificates. And uh, they don't use them anymore because everything's digital, but these are now collector items. And we are going to recreate all of the text that's inside of these. So this assignment is going to be heavy on text stuff, and by the end of it, you're going to be really good at that. All right, so you're going to right click or control click here, save image as, and then you'll save this. Just save it to your documents. Make sure you don't save it to your downloads or your desktop. All right. And then I am going to also save a different one. I'm going to save this one as well. You're going to take pieces from one and stick it on the other one. This one doesn't seem to want to focus. Okay, I'm going to maybe grab this one right here. I'm going to control click this one. Save image as. Save. Okay. So I've got these here now, and I'm going to go to my Finder menu. Oops, these are the documents. And oops, these by date added. I guess these are down in the Okay, so I'm going to open this one up. So I'm going to control click, open with, and then Adobe Photoshop CS6. And then I'm going to go to my Finder again, and I'm going to grab the other one that I saved. Here it is right here. So control, open with, Adobe Photoshop CS6. So I've got both of these up here now. I've got them on these two different tabs right here. So we're going to take this one, and I'm going to get rid of everything inside of it. And there's a specific way to do this. First thing I'm going to do is create a new layer. Next, I'm going to go to my eyedropper tool. I'm doing this because I want to figure out what color is going over the top of this, and I need to match the color on here. So I click once right here with the eyedropper. Over here, that color is matched. So I can click here and you can see that that color was matched there. Now I'm going to go to my brush tool, and I'm going to hit my right bracket to make this brush a little bigger here. And I'm going to make my brush, make sure the hardness is all the way up. And I'm just going to start going over this. This is, make sure that you make a new layer to do this, because you want to keep the original in the background. I'm going to get rid of the pictures as well, because I'm going to replace those. If you would like to keep these things right here that say shares and number, you can keep those, or you can grab other ones from a different stock certificate. So I'm going to go really quick, but you would spend a lot of time really nitpicking this and making sure that you're getting everything erased well. Oh, I messed up on that one a little bit. Okay, so you'll want to actually like blow it way up, go in here, make sure you're getting all of this junk out of there, and spend a lot of time doing that. I'm not going to spend all that time right now just so I can show you. All right, so once you're done with that, now we're going to start adding in text. So I can just look at what I need by just clicking this top layer off, clicking on the little eye right there, and clicking it back on. You can see what's there. So I'm going to create a new layer on top. First thing I want to do is I want to create this text that goes sideways like this. So for that, I'm going to go to my text tool. I'm going to create a text box. Make sure that your font size is, whatever, small enough. It's sometimes if you're trying to type and if it doesn't show up, it's because your font size is way too big for the square that you've made, or the text box that you've made. All right, so I'm going to just call this Bank of Nathan Hale. You can call this whatever you want. So notice, well, I'll show you in a second. So once I've got this written, if I take my mouse and go to the corner of my text box, you can see you get a little curved arrow there. Once you get a curved arrow, then you can just click and move this sideways. If you hold down the shift key, it'll go exactly 90 degrees, and then you can let go. Now I'm going to go to my select tool and just move this over to where I want it. So that's how you turn text sideways. Okay, next I'm going to, if you notice this right here where it says common in big letters, so in order to do this, I am going to make a new layer. I'm going to go to my text box again. I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to bump this up to like 72. You could actually just type in maybe like 100. And then you can just write whatever you want. There's preferred stock, common stock. Oops, common. All right, so once you've got that, I will want to change the text color to match this green. So if I go to my greens, I try to pick something that's about right, maybe a little darker or something like that. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to match the color. All right, so I hit OK, and now I hit my select tool and I can move this where I want it. And then I go to my opacity, and I can just turn the opacity down on this to something like that. So that's how you do that portion of it. Okay, let's look at this again. So we've got this right here, this title, which you can call it whatever you want. Call it something different. The whatever company, you can put your name on it. The pictures, you can put whatever pictures you want on it. So here's why I got the other stock certificate. Let's just say I wanted this picture right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lasso tool and I'm going to lasso around right here. All right, and then I'm going to copy it, so Command C. Then I'm going to go back over to this one. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to go Command V. And you'll see that it shows up right here. This one's a little bit small, so I'm going to need to Command T to resize it. Hold down my Shift key. This one has kind of a white background. So what I think I'm going to do is go to my image adjustments, and I can change the I might put like a photo filter on it. And you notice how like you can change the color of this. So this is exactly like you did before. So we're trying to put some kind of a photo filter on it. I might get something that's a little more beige and turn the density up on it. Something to where you can, that matches that background. You can go in with your eraser tool and erase some of this stuff as well. Like you might definitely want to go to my eraser and take there was some, for whatever reason this thing, I can't remember how, oh, it was brushed, that's what it was, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna have like a soft eraser here so I can kind of erase around this. Get rid of some of that white. Alright, and then also, if I go back to this, you'd want to pick something that has like this original one here. Notice how it has this nice little border around this. If you wanted to grab something like this, you could even copy this one right here and then put something new inside of it. A lot of the time you're going to spend is on finding fonts that you like. And that's the tricky part, is finding fonts that look like the fonts in here. The portion of this right here where you've got this tiny writing in scripty font, this stuff, you're going to have to it might make sense to blow this up like this, and then maybe take a picture of it with your phone so you know what it says, and then go back to your here, create a new layer, and then start typing this out. You're going to have to hand type it out. You can't copy it and paste it. All right, so the last portion of this, I think, that I want to show you, you're going to need to recreate whatever is inside of these numbers, you're going to recreate these. So to do that, there's a couple ways. One is you can go to your rectangular marquee tool right here. It's the second one down. I can make a square somewhere where there isn't anything, where it's just these little lines. And I'm going to, oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong layer. I need to be in my background layer. Okay. Now I'm going to copy this, so Command C. And now I'm going to go to a new layer. Just put that on top. And I'm going to paste Command V into that layer. Alright, so this is a new piece that I just pasted on there, and if I move it over, you can see that I can move it over the top of these. And you can use your little arrow keys to kind of bump it up and down. If you get some of these little things there, you can go to your eraser tool and you can kind of, oops, that's not what I want to do. It was on I need a hard brush on that. Okay, so maybe I'll erase just these portions of it that have that. Okay, I can kind of see through that, which I don't understand why that's the case, but my opacity is all the way up. So if you want, you can use that, or you can go to your clone stamp tool and clone right here, for instance. I'm going to clone right there, and I can bring it over the top of this and stamp it. The only thing is you're stamping it on the original, which I guess it doesn't really matter. You're going to have to re-clone quite a few times. I've found that that's the best way to do it. So clone, bring it over and stamp. The only issue is you get sort of this darker areas down there, but when you zoom out, you can't really see them. So you'll recreate that, and I think that is it. So overall, your goal is to try to recreate this, whichever stock you pick. You don't need to pick this particular one. You can pick a different one. But you'll need to create something new with all new text. The only text that you can keep is this stuff up here. If it's embedded in here where it says 100 shares, you can keep that. You can keep this stuff right here where it says shares, but this stuff in the middle and all the other text you have to recreate. Oh, the last thing I forgot. The signatures on there, you're probably going to need to do signatures. So you'll create a new layer for that. And the best way I found to do this is to go to your pen tool, or not pen tool, but your brush tool. Pen tool would work too. And then bump this way, way down. And then I'm going to go to a black color, and you're just going to do whatever signature, something like that. And then if you Command T that signature, then you can just bump it way down like that. And if you wanted to turn it sideways, you could turn it sideways. Hold down the Shift key and move this over, something like that. All right, so that's it.